The U.S. presidential election system is a complex and unique process that combines both popular and indirect voting. It is designed to balance the interests of individual states and the federal government, ensuring that smaller states are not overshadowed by larger ones. This article explores the key components of the U.S. presidential election system, including the role of primaries and caucuses, the Electoral College, and the general election process. Primaries and caucuses. The road to nomination. The presidential election process begins long before the general election in November. Candidates from the major political parties, usually the Democrats and Republicans, first compete for their party's nomination. This stage involves primaries and caucuses, which are held in each state. Primaries are state-level elections where party members vote for their preferred candidate. These can be either open or closed, depending on whether independents are allowed to participate. Caucuses, on the other hand, are local gatherings where party members discuss and vote for their preferred candidate. Caucuses are generally less formal and involve more direct interaction among voters. The results of these primaries and caucuses determine how many delegates each candidate will have at the party's national convention, where the official nominee is chosen. The role of national conventions. After the primaries and caucuses, each party holds a national convention. Here, delegates formally nominate their candidate for the presidency. The convention is also an opportunity for the party to unite behind a single candidate and present a cohesive platform to the public. The vice presidential candidate is typically announced at this stage, forming the party's official ticket for the general election. The general election campaign. Once the nominees are decided, the focus shifts to the general election. The two main candidates, one from each major party, campaign across the country, presenting their policies and trying to win over undecided voters. This phase includes presidential debates, media appearances, and public rallies, all aimed at gaining support from the electorate. In addition to the two major party candidates, third-party candidates may also participate in the election, although they rarely win significant electoral votes. The Electoral College, a unique system. The most distinctive feature of the U.S. presidential election is the Electoral College, an indirect voting system. Instead of winning the presidency through a simple national popular vote, candidates must secure a majority of electoral votes. There are 538 electoral votes in total, corresponding to the 435 members of the House of Representatives, 100 senators, and 3 additional electors from the District of Columbia. To win the presidency, a candidate must secure at least 270 electoral votes. The number of electoral votes each state has is based on its population size. For example, California, the most populous state, has 55 electoral votes, while smaller states like Wyoming have only 3. In most states, the candidate who wins the popular vote receives all of the state's electoral votes in a winner-takes-all system. Only 2 states, Maine and Nebraska, use a proportional allocation method, where electoral votes are distributed based on the popular vote within the state and congressional districts. Swing states and their importance. Because of the winner-takes-all system, certain swing states or battleground states play a crucial role in determining the outcome of the election. These are states where neither party has a significant majority, and the vote could go either way. States like Florida, Pennsylvania, and Ohio often become focal points in presidential campaigns, as winning these states can make or break a candidate's chances of securing enough electoral votes. The popular vote versus the electoral vote. One of the most debated aspects of the Electoral College is the potential for a candidate to win the presidency without winning the national popular vote. This has happened several times in U.S. history, most recently in the 2016 election. Critics argue that this system undermines the democratic principle of one person, one vote, while supporters claim it protects the interests of smaller states and prevents urban areas from dominating elections. Election Day and the aftermath. Election Day is held on the first Tuesday of November every 4 years. Voters cast their ballots not directly for the presidential candidate, but for a slate of electors who are pledged to support a particular candidate. Once the votes are counted, The electors meet in their respective states in December to officially cast their votes for president and vice president. The inauguration of the president takes place on January 20th of the following year, marking the start of a new 4-year term. If the election results are contested, as has happened in the past, the issue may be decided by the courts, as was the case in the 2000 election between George W. Bush and Al Gore. Challenges and criticisms of the system. The U.S. presidential election system has faced numerous criticisms, particularly the Electoral College. Many argue that it is an outdated system that no longer reflects the will of the people, while others defend it as a crucial element of federalism that ensures all states have a voice. Proposals for reform, including the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, have gained traction in recent years. This compact would effectively bypass the Electoral College by ensuring that the candidate who wins the national popular vote automatically receives the electoral votes of the participating states. However, such reforms would require widespread state support and potentially a constitutional amendment, making them difficult to achieve. Conclusion: the U.S. presidential election system is a complex blend of democratic principles and federalist concerns. While it allows for broad representation across the country, it also faces criticism for its potential to diverge from the popular vote. Understanding this system is crucial for anyone interested in American politics, as it plays a pivotal role in shaping not only the nation's leadership, but also its future direction.